Good morning or afternoon or evening. So I'm Regina, and this is the next in the series of the videos that I'm putting together to, I'm trying to help you make sense of the assignments in our policy class, especially the more involved assignments, the ones that are going to make you work a little harder, and I'm just trying to help you make those more doable. So let's talk about the next one. The next one that's going to be more involved for you is proposal project, that means it's going to go right into your final project, your impact project for this course. Initial analysis and mapping. So let's talk about this. I've already done some work on the assignment. If you looked at it initially, go back and look at it again. By this afternoon, we should have more steps in there to try to help you. Let me say first, please don't hesitate to contact me if it doesn't make sense. If you don't know what you're doing, please don't hesitate to contact me. We will open up another discussion question about this. So if you need, if you have a question, need some help, ask the discussion question, and I'll post the answer for everybody. Okay, so here we go. So, and I have to refer to the assignment as well, so I want to make sure you read the assignment very closely. When I was a student, I didn't do that very well, but I'm telling you, it will help a lot if you read it very closely. So you are going to do several written tasks, and some of these will go right into your topic. Others will help round out your knowledge of the topic. The first thing you're going to do is do a rational reflection of the topic. Now, right above that, in italics, I included a sentence. Please refer to Models of Social Welfare Policy Analysis in Chapter 4 for this assignment. In there's a lot of discussion about how to rationally approach an issue. And I'll put the steps in the assignment, but right now let me list them for you. First thing you're going to do is identify and define the problem as you see it. A couple of you, maybe more than that, are doing, your topic is that when foster kids age out, when they become 17 or 18, they no longer get foster care services. And sometimes it's really tough for those kids to make it work, because some of them have moved around and they didn't get a lot of instruction on how to be an adult. So you're going to identify the problem, and you're going to very clearly talk about that problem. That the problem is that when kids age out of foster care, often they're lost, which is really true. Then the next section, the next step of this is you're going to come up with the current alternatives. What happens? There are a couple programs out there that address, for instance, foster care kids that have aged out, their needs. One of the programs off the top of my head is Rare Breed. They do some work with kids that have aged out of foster care. There's really not a good comprehensive program or policy that does that. So you would look at all the alternatives, as many as you can find, to your specific topic, and just talk about those a little bit, address those a little bit. Then you'll choose the best alternative, or you will just introduce your specific topic. When I say you choose the best alternative, some of you are going to take an existing policy and expand that. That works beautifully. Expand the funding, expand the scope of the project, that works beautifully. So you're going to pick that one, pick whichever one it is, create something new, expand on something that's already there, and talk about that. And then you're going to do a simple analysis using the critical analysis template. We did that in the last assignment, but we will, again this afternoon, we'll add some bullet points in there to help you through that. Really what you're going to do is talk about who it impacts, that whole thing about are there negative impacts, who would be for it, who would be against it, those kinds of things. And then there's a flow of impact template that some of you are going to look at it and just freak out. Don't do that. There's a really nice example of how the flow of impact template works in your book, box 4.6. And I don't give you the page number because some of us have different editions. I think my edition's different than yours. So that one is completed for, I think, TANF. So you can look at that flow of impact template to really help you out. And then finally for this project, this assignment, you're going to do a legacy reflection. That's a fancy way of saying you're going to kind of rehash what you just did. You're going to choose an existing policy, how long has it been in place, who was involved, if they're still there, if the individual that was instrumental in putting this policy in place, if they're there, if they are still at the agency, are they still working toward maintaining the policy? Are they trying to make improvements? Have they given up? Those kinds of things. Excuse me. And finally, how are the values of the originators of the policy and those maintaining the policy evident in the policy? Big fancy way of what were the values of the people that put this policy together. That's the whole, and that can be conservative, liberal, it can be blaming the victim. There's a whole list of values that we have in the text also that you can choose from. I would give you a hint also. When you're looking at this, at the assignment, if you look to the right hand side, there are objectives. Pretty much tells you what you're looking for. In the CSWE competencies, those are the competencies that we are referring back to. The objectives probably would really help you through this. Again, we'll flesh this out a little bit more this afternoon. It's not due for a few days, but I wanted to give you a heads up. So look for some more detail in the assignment, and also check out the discussion question. But if you don't want to be part of the discussion question, you still have questions, email me. Let me know what you need to know. If you don't understand it, I'll guarantee you other people don't understand it. And I'd rather for you to do it correctly the first time than have to keep resubmitting. So, you need to be sure you use APA formatting. If you don't know how to do it, just Google it. It's pretty easy. You can find example documents and everything, and it's pretty easy. Okay, we're like halfway through, and you've already made it through the really tough assignments. It's starting to come together, and I have to say, I really enjoyed all those cartoons you guys sent me. That was awesome. And for those of you that drew them, that was awesome. You could have Googled them and found them, but you went the extra step and drew them yourself. So, thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video.